Okay, let's try this again. Let's try this again. Microphone check, microphone check. Okay, let's see. So that's that. Let's put this here. Let's go like this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Hey, Bianca, thanks for coming back. Did you come to the first one? I couldn't hear. We couldn't hear my media. So I was like, don't panic, pivot. So let's see, can we hear her?
I do not like all of my business out in the world for everyone to see and know.
Okay, perfect. Woohoo! Don't panic, pivot. That is the difference between like managers and CEOs. Managers are like, oh my God, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? CEOs are like, what else is to be done? I don't know. Somebody told me that one time. But don't panic, pivot is a motto that we can all take up like a yoke. Okay. Because fear not. You know, it says that in the Bible 365 times, one for every day of the freaking year. Okay. Fear not. Be not afraid. Be not afraid. Be not afraid. Be not afraid. 365 times in the Bible. I love thy neighbor is something about love is probably second, but 365 times God is telling us to fear not, be not afraid. Think about that. Okay. So thanks for coming back. Be sure you're smashing buttons on the way in, ringing bells if you haven't already. You know. And so in the first half of this video, we went into what Love is Blind is. They're in season 7. It's a show on Netflix, and it's about these people, men and women that live on a campus. And on the campus, it's split down the middle. And in the middle is this wall that separates the women from the men. And they have pods that they enter into from their perspective sides, and they do a version of speed dating, if you will, because the show is only so many days and they are there to find the love of their life. So it's called Love is Blind. So they're there to really just get to know the person's energy and their tone and whatever, right? So I did watch one of the seasons, and by the end of it I was like, oh, these people are all here for TV. None of them are like really serious. It was all just like they wanted to have more fans on their OnlyFans or whatever, or wanted to be seen as the world's biggest asshole. Because there was this one couple, and I was so rooting for him. And the guy ended up taking one look at her when the wall lifted, and he was like, we could try to make this work. It was really cringy to watch. So Love wasn't blind at all. But in some cases, it seemed like Love could have been blind. But then later on, you end up hearing in the news that there's a case pending now. Yeah, on some of the series, some of these people need to be way better vetted. These people are in danger, y'all, sometimes, allegedly. So, anyway, this time on Love is Blind, we have, let me pull up the picture real quick for us. Because Tyler is one of the people that I was just talking about. He got on the show and said one thing, and it was really another thing. So you're doing speed dating, supposed to be telling the truth about who you are. And truth is, you got 3 kids, sir. That's the truth. That's the bona fide truth, sir. And in the pods, they immediately identified each other as the one. So we have Tyler in the red blazer. That's Tyler. That's the baby daddy. You see those three kids peeking out the side? He got three kids, and he told Ashley here in the tan, standing up, who he met on Love is Blind, he tells her that he was a sperm donor for three children. So she's like, okay, cool. Come to find out that Britt, right here in the middle, has a lot to say about this sperm donor situation. And so she's here to tell her truth because her story matters. You guys, you're not just going to get on the TV and go speed dating and get to act like and make up a whole nother person when you have some skewed storytelling going on, so that when somebody does finally meet me in the streets, they're going to think what you had to say about me might be the truth when that's not the truth, sir. So I'm going to tell my truth. So today we're going to listen to Brit's truth. Thanks for coming to LRGA Curves. Make sure you're smashing buttons on the way in, ringing bells. You know the routine. You know how we do. Okay? Be not afraid to ring them with the heart. Beat that heart, ring the bell, share the vision, if you will. Come play. Yes. So let me go back to go forward. And see.
So unfortunately,
can you guys hear this
it's
okay?
time that I come out and say my side of the story. I wrote some notes
Can
down.
you hear this okay?
That I'm going to read.
Because we couldn't hear last time.
Because I'm nervous. Anyone who knows me knows that I'm a shy person. I am a private person. I do not like all of my business out in the world for everyone to see and know. But that is just the situation that we're in right now. Out of my control. But I feel like it's important in order for me to move on from this and to clear everything up, that I state the truth. So there was a time in which Tyler was one of my best friends. Even now, he's still the father of my three beautiful children. And considering that my intent here is not to bash Tyler, however, as a mother, I'm compelled to defend my babies and myself and attempt to protect them from a narrative that just must end. A narrative that is not only purely inaccurate, but unfair to my children and myself. So with that being said, here it is. So unfortunately, I think it's time that I come out and say my side of the story. Okay. In regards to our oldest child, Cairo, Tyler was initially only supposed to be helping me and my ex-wife. He was helping us conceive. It was understood that Tyler was not supposed to assume a father role in Kai's life, hence my ex-wife's name being on the birth certificate. Shortly prior to me giving birth to Cairo, my ex-wife left me and moved back to her home state of California. She flew back for Kai's birth, packed the rest of her things, and then moved back to California. My ex-wife and I originally planned and agreed to co-parent as best as we could across the country. But things were very, very rocky for us. Soon after, my ex-wife petitioned the court for full custody of Cairo. It was then that things started to shift. Tyler, as my best friend, was there for me, helping me through this extremely, extremely tough time in my life. And for that, I'll always be thankful for him, and I wouldn't change a thing. Suddenly, one day I received a text from Tyler, and he asked me if I would be okay with him being a father to Cairo, because he did not want Cairo to be raised by a single mother as he had. So we spoke about this. We had a deep discussion about what that would mean for him to be stepping up as a father to Cairo. and what it would look like as far as financial responsibility, helping out, being an active parent in his life, being present. And after much thought and consideration, I agreed to this proposition from Tyler. Since that moment when Tyler has been considered to be and has acted as a father to Cairo. Okay, in regards to our oldest child, Cairo. All right, so now as far as the twins, unlike Cairo, the twins were simply unplanned. If that needs to be spelled out for some people, Callie and Kamari are the results of natural, unplanned intercourse with absolutely no complexity surrounding parentage. They were conceived before Cairo turned 1, and I fully admit, I have not always been the most comfortable with that truth, due to the fact that I've lived the majority of my life as a lesbian. Nonetheless, it is exactly that, the truth. Tyler was there with me the entire way, extremely supportive. We went to doctor's appointments together. We even were living together. He was there throughout my entire pregnancy, at the time of the delivery, and throughout my entire stay in the hospital after birth. He signed the birth certificates. He cut the umbilical cords. Yeah. His mom and sister came and visited me in the hospital, visited us in the hospital after the twins were born, etc. Again, there has never been any confusion or additional context surrounding the twins' origin. We left the hospital as parents of 3 children. Tyler and I, as I already said, we lived together for over a year in an attempt to give the kids a 2-parent household, with the understanding that we were still going to be dating other people. Yeah. Yeah. So, as I already implied with that, I will say Tyler and I have never officially been together. We never truly dated. But we had these kids, and we were raising these kids together. We were co-parenting these children together. And we were legit, or I felt like we were best friends. I truly hate that I had to provide an explanation in hopes of defending myself and my children. I just could not continue to sit back and allow what was being said about me and the kids to continue on and just be lied on and just sit here. What's further upsetting is that Tyler was at my house the day before he left for this show. He came to see the kids. He came to say goodbye. I wished him luck. So this is why it's just very hard for me to understand what happened. The kids even sent him a video on his birthday last year while he was in the pods, wishing him a happy birthday. So in my head, there was a chance he was going to find love. I wished this for him. I just did not think that meant that he would neglect his children. After Tyler got back from Mexico, he reached out to me. He let me know he was alive. It wasn't until I began asking him when he was going to see the kids that I started to notice something was off. I let him know that the kids missed him. I updated him on their lives, but I could tell things were off. He kept giving excuses as to why he couldn't see them. And then one day I noticed that he deleted his Facebook, which is where all the pictures that he would post of the kids and him with the kids, that's where all the pictures were. And once I saw that he deleted his Facebook, I instantly knew what he was doing. And I was completely heartbroken for my children. I thought everything was okay between us. I never imagined or thought that he would attempt to disown our kids. We even discussed me and the kids possibly being at the wedding prior to him leaving, if he had made it that far. So it's honestly just all really surreal. I was and continue to be completely disappointed by all this, and how he was ignoring my requests for help with the children and like just seeing them. So I decided, and I continue to fight for all the back child support that he owes me. I filed for contempt of court, and that is ongoing. And also, out of disappointment, I also filed to change the twins' last names so that they could all have the same last name. Yeah. So I want to add, in fairness, I understand that there is an argument to suggest that despite him wanting and accepting the role as Kai's dad, that maybe he doesn't or shouldn't have any responsibility for Cairo. While I and the courts at this point disagree, I respect this argument. However, there's nothing and absolutely no context that exists that would suggest the same for the twins. With that, Tyler hasn't spoken to or seen the kids since September 30th of 2023. That was the day before he left for this show. And that's why I'm so beyond hurt and angry with him about all of this, because it just didn't have to be this way. It shouldn't be this way. I completely supported his decision to go on this show. I wanted him to find love. I wanted him to find happiness. I just didn't think that involved disowning his kids in any way. I can't wrap my head around why he felt the best way to do that would be to cut off the kids, then to make matters worse, lie on national television and say they're merely sperm babies and they don't know what he looks like. Yeah, that it all hurts. I understand this is for everyone's entertainment, but this is our real lives. And you know, it sucks. It really sucks. But if the intent here was to protect me and the children, although I appreciate that, as their mother, I feel like the best way to do that would have been to maybe not speak about children at all on the show. My brain does not understand how going on the show on national television and denouncing them to sperm babies is protecting them. And with this, my heart is truly, completely broken for my children and for myself. I lost my best friend. My children have been disowned and at this point disrespected by their father. I just pray every single day that they don't grow up and see any of this, and just ready for it all to be over, and praying that at some point I start getting the financial support that I feel like we are owed.
So, you guys, that was Bree Thomas, and yeah, she was telling her side of the situation.
I want to add, in fairness, I understand that there is an argument to suggest that despite him wanting and accepting the role as Kai's dad, that maybe he doesn't or shouldn't have any responsibility for Cairo. While I and the courts at this point disagree, I respect this argument. However, there's nothing and absolutely no context that exists that would suggest the same for the twins. With that, Tyler hasn't spoken to or seen the kids since September 30th of 2023. That was the day before he left for this show. And that's why I'm so beyond hurt and angry with him about all of this. Because it just didn't have to be this way. It shouldn't be this way. I completely supported his decision to go on this show. I wanted him to find love. I wanted him to find happiness. I just didn't think that involved disowning his kids in any way. I can't wrap my head around why he felt the best way to do that would be to cut off the kids, then to make matters worse, lie on national television and say they're merely sperm babies and they don't know what he looks like. Yeah, that it all hurts. I understand this is for everyone's entertainment, but this is our real lives. And it sucks. It really sucks. But if the intent here was to protect me and the children, although I appreciate that, as their mother, I feel like the best way to do that would have been to maybe not speak about children at all on the show. My brain does not understand how going on the show on national television and denouncing them to sperm babies is protecting them. And with this, my heart is truly, completely broken for my children and for myself. I lost my best friend. My children have been disowned and at this point disrespected by their father. I just pray every single day that they don't grow up and see any of this, and just ready for it all to be over, and praying that at some point I start getting the financial support that I feel like we are owed.
So, like we were saying, that's Bree Thomas, and she is the mother of all three of Tyler's children from Love is Blind. And there was a trailer for the show that shows Tyler telling his Love is Blind pod love, Ashley, in the brown, telling her that, oh, by the way, I have three children, but I'm just a sperm donor. They've never even seen me. Come to find out that Tyler is just like all the rest of them so far on Love is Blind. They're there with ulterior motives and a mouth full of lies, okay? Because he actually wasted Ashley's time as a look, but allegedly Ashley and him still follow each other on Instagram. I don't know if they do after this drop. That video we watched was 16 hours ago. She released her side of the story. And so now they have a chance to, I don't know if it's in real time. Well, she says she hasn't seen him since September 23rd, 2023, y'all. And now it's October 20th, 2024. That's a year and a month almost to the day, y'all, that she hasn't seen Tyler. The kids haven't seen Tyler. Those three kids on the side over there haven't seen Tyler. They're like, where's dad at? Where he's at? You're not a sperm donor. I thought we were your kids. at least. And Bree is like, look, I know that was like a one time kind of thing, but you're my best friend. And they were living together in the same house while dating their prospective others. Yes. I haven't seen this season yet either. I just realized all this was happening. And the only reason I'm commenting on it is because, we love the truth over here, Bianca. So I was just coming up because her story matters. Can't have balls on the television just lying on her like that. You know what I'm saying? The freaking audacity of Red Jacket over there, Tyler, using the television to reduce his interaction as a consensual sexual act with Bree down to him being a sperm donor when he asked for the position of being father to the first one also. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anyway, you guys, that's all we came through for today. I don't want to keep your Sunday all held up. I hope you're having an excellent day. Be sure that you go out and get some because there's enough to go around. Smash the buttons on the way in or out, and I'll see you in the next video. Did you like that? I crack me up, you guys. Even when you guys aren't here, I crack me up. I crack my family up. We are hilarious in here. Well, I mean, like, yes. Okay. Spit take hilarious up in here. Anyway, you guys, I hope you guys keep it jazzy. I hope you guys are living your best life. Yes, go out and get some because there's enough to go around.